Hey everybody, I'm Sue. Welcome to Yogasu Fitness, where we have yoga-inspired workouts plus Yamuna Body Rolling. So today's question is how to use yoga along with Yamuna Body Rolling to figure out aches and pains in your body. Okay, so here's my deal. Here's my process. Mindful daily movement, right? As you move through your day, keeping your mind on, if you get a little warning in your body, a little signal, just take a note. Where's that coming from? What's happening, right? And looking at your daily movement patterns. Second thing is when you're actually on your mat doing your yoga practice, that reveals weaknesses in the body, reveals where there's problems. You know, certain parts of the body, certain postures feel really easy. There's an ease to them, and then other postures feel really restrictive, and that's when you want to begin to explore what's happening in my body. Where do I need to strengthen, and where do I need to release, right? The balls then, once we kind of get those pieces of information, the Yamuna Body Rolling allows us to get in there and really explore and lengthen muscle, working from origin to insertion, lengthening the muscle out and getting release of the stress. And using breath along with that. Breath reveals a lot too, because when we breathe, right, we expand and contract, and of course then we can locate where there might be problems in the body too. Because if you've ever taken a big deep inhale and you have a low back pain, or you have maybe you hurt your rib or something, or you fell and there's inflammation, if you've ever tried to breathe and you hit that spot and it's like, whoa. So your breath will lead you there as well. So that's the thing. In body rolling, we use all of that together. It's all experiential anatomy. So the other thing I will say is to get yourself a really good anatomy book. This is by Ray Long. He's great. And this is called The Key Muscles of Yoga. And you can get this on Amazon. I'll put the link in the bio. And this is a scientific approach, but you can understand it and look. You get to see like all the muscles, right? And then you can start to figure out like where's this pain coming from? Maybe it's coming from this particular muscle. And then that's how we organize all of the body rolling routines. So today we're going to be doing a body rolling routine for the spine, and we're going to be getting inside the front hip, okay? Because my thought is where I'm having my pain right now is the iliopsoas muscle. So we're gonna work there today. So if you're having low back pain, or even if you're not having low back pain, right? This is a great routine in general, just to keep your spine healthy, and then just to keep that psoas muscle and that iliacus muscle lengthened and strengthened. All right, so let's jump right in. You're gonna need your pearl ball for this one, and just get on your mat and join me. So coming into seated, all right? And we're gonna do a little cat-cow work right with the ball. Scooch forward, sit tall, and we'll just take a couple of breaths here because I wanna kind of get the breath going first. Bring your pearl ball. I'm using pearl because it's a little smaller and we can get into some nooks and crannies a little bit better. You can always use gold too if this is not working for you. Bring the ball center low back, right there at your sacral joint, right at that low back spot, and just lean back. Pull the belly in towards your spine and just begin. Now, if you have a shirt on, I have my shirt off just because I want you guys to be able to see what's happening. But if you have a shirt, you want to tuck it in, okay? Because it's all gonna get jumbled up. Or just, just do your work in a sports bra or something, and then that way you can really get into, you won't have any restrictions with your wardrobe, any wardrobe malfunction. So pull back from your belly and exhale out here. Pull in from your belly and exhale out. And then inhale, sit tall. And then exhale. Don't worry about the ball, just keep it tucked there. Rounding and coiling. I'm just getting your breath moving now. We're exhaling from the nose. Doing cat-cow. And then we're inhaling and sitting up tall. And then we're exhaling and rounding. Chin's gonna be at chest. And then inhale. So you can deepen these two directional spine moves here. We can round the spine, you can deepen that as you get warmed up. Exhaling from your nose, deepening, exhaling, completely exhaling, and then inhaling. So we're working the core, we're getting things activated. Inhale, draw the shoulders down, sit tall, out of your sit bones, and then exhale and round and coil. Just kind of pull back here. It's always a good idea. Inhale and exhale. And just pause for a second here in cat pose, pushing back into the spine. You're in center spine now, right? You're right on that spinal column, pulling back through your belly button, rounding and coiling, and walk your feet in, round here, pull the belly in, just feel here. And then inhale, sit tall. Now bring the ball over to the right side, just slide the ball. You're kind of using your back of your hip crest as a little guide, right? Leaning back into the right, now you're on the right side of your spine. And just kind of lean back a little bit. And you're angling, but keeping your hips as even as you can, but obviously you're going to need to angle into that right side just to kind of get in. Scoop your tailbone down, lengthen your tailbone, and try to get the ball right onto that hip bone, that back hip bone, hip crest. You can bring your right arm down and keep your feet, and then just take that free hand and just bring it outside the right leg. So we're twisting towards the right side. Now don't overdo it, just ease, right? Ease into it. Belly's gonna pull in firm here. We're gonna take a breath, expand belly, breathe into the ball, expand your belly, and then you're gonna exhale and pull that belly back to the ball. And think about just rotating that rib cage around. Pull the belly in, pull the belly in. Exhale all the air out. I'm talking, you're breathing. We're gonna inhale, expand belly again. Breathing right into belly, right into ball. And then as you exhale, remember your weight bearing, pulling in, pulling belly to ball, rotating, rotating, rotating. Now pull back through that right hip and lift your rib cage up. So lengthening this right side. Holding here. Take a couple of breaths here. Now if you're new to body rolling, right, just jump in and do your best. If you're experienced, you can probably pick up a little bit more on the subtleties that I'm talking about here. Lift your hips up and stretch the tailbone long and lean back into the ball. So now look, I lifted my back arm up and I'm really getting onto the back of that muscle group back there. You have a bunch of back muscles right there that can get really restricted. Lift your tailbone up, lift the hips up, take a breath in, breathe right into where that ball is, belly expands, and then exhale and melt and let the hips come down again. So what we're doing essentially here is beginning to release. That's right where that psoas muscle attaches, right where this ball is, below ribs, right above the hip. Take another breath in, expand, and exhale out. Lift your hips up, tailbone's long. It's like you're pressing, you're kind of pushing up to your feet and lengthening your tailbone. It's not really like tucking, but lengthening long towards the feet. Take another breath in, expand. Exhale out. And then lower your hips down to the earth. Good. Now we're going to follow this same hip bone around and just roll along the hip bone and roll to your right side. I'm going to make sure I stay in the frame here. I'm extending long here, just getting a side stretch, and this can lengthen and begin to extend. We're going to work a little bit on the left side now. Inhale, take that top leg up, and now stretch long through the right side. Take a breath down that entire right side. Inhale, in through the nose, expand to ball, and then exhale and melt and lower that top leg down and just melt to the earth. Just let it all go. Just let everything go, all your body weight. Release all of the muscles. Relax. 2, 1, do it again. Inhale, straighten that bottom body strong. The top leg lifts, and you're extending in all directions, right? It's almost like starfish, right? And then top leg bends. Breathe. Exhale, melt. Now bottom leg's gonna bend because I know you're gonna need it as a little stand, Top hand, take it and grab for the foot or the ankle. Only if it's accessible here, don't overdo. If this is all you can do, that's fine. You can begin to rotate this foot, do that. If you can't get your foot, do that first, everybody. Let's just do that first. Do some rotation here, beginning to warm up this side, okay? And then from here, hold, extend, and bend, and see if you can catch the foot. If you can't, don't worry about it, just try. Easy, don't grab, don't work to grab it too hard, that you're just not ready for it. Melt here. Again, if you can't get your foot, don't overdo it. Just be here, you're working, believe me. You can lift and lower your leg, right? Holding on. Good. If you have your foot, give yourself a little, pull it towards the glute, press your hips forward, and stretch. 3, 2, and 1, and extend and lower. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Walk yourself up to your elbows. And just reset here, extend. This is another good stretch here because now your elbow's below your arm, your shoulder, and you can, your free hand, your free top hand, just lift your rib cage up. Lift your rib cage away from that ball. Extend here, take a breath in, right up that front body. Inhale, exhale. Lengthen through that right, out of your right hip. So press your right hip through down the leg to the foot, tractioning from your ball down to the end of your foot, right? So we use traction here, weight bearing, bone stimulation, and traction. All right, top leg bends. Take your hands, place them, spin around back to where we started and slide right up into your glute muscle right side. I'm gonna adjust just to make sure I'm staying visible here, and you're gonna, right into your glute muscle. Bring the soles of your feet together, and let's just do a couple of clamshells here. Feet together, we're gonna go and inhale, we're gonna take that top leg up. And then we're gonna exhale slowly down. You can come down to your elbow if that makes it better, more heavy, more weight bearing. Take another inhale, bring that top leg up, and then exhale, take it down. And then one more time, bring that bottom leg up to knee, and then take it right back down and slow, especially if you get a good spot, you feel a little bit of a little soreness, a little achiness, a little kind of awakening, right? That might show up in different ways. Now begin to do your circles here, right, in your glute. You can go one direction and then go in the other direction. Just work out that whole glute muscle, because remember now we want to come in from we want to get in through the glute muscle. That's where the rotators live, underneath the glute muscles. Okay, and that sometimes there's problems there too. So just because we think we know where something originates, the great thing about this work is that you're really getting into other areas too. And pause in the middle, lean in, lean to that side, that right side. Extend your leg long now. And kind of push the hips back towards your left leg as the ball's going to creep to the right. If you can look down. Rotate your straight leg out, trying to lift that heel up. And then bring your heel down, and then do it again. Inhale, lift and rotate the leg bone. Remember that psoas, iliopsoas muscle group attaches down here in the inside of your leg bone. So as we're rotating here, we're kind of stretching, and then we're stretching here, lifting the torso up, feeling that length. And if you don't feel anything, right, this is just bringing consciousness. We're just thinking about it, working with it, bringing consciousness in, and then back to, let's go back and sit right up on top of that ball. So slide your hips back. And now you're sitting right up on top of that ball. You're on the right side. Take a little forward fold here. And just slide your hips back and get the ball right at the top of your leg bone. And we're going to get inside in a minute. Take a breath in and a breath out and melt. Just relax and release. Take another breath in, inhale. Exhale. Really melt, really connect, and envision what you're doing here. Here we're stretching the back muscles. We're bringing that group, that iliopsoas group into contraction here. And then pull yourself forward and slide right down the front of the ball. Right down the front of the ball. And go ahead and recline back. Pull that same knee, that right knee that we just worked on, pull that into the chest. Now you're lengthening out the left side again. Take the left arm over the head, take a big stretch out here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now pull the left knee in, extend your right leg out. Pull the left side in and extend through that side. Take that free arm, right arm, and pull, release, extend. Same thing here now, lifting from your rib cage, expanding down through the hip. Take your hip and press it down. Lift your rib cage and pull your belly button in as you lengthen through that right side. Let's breathe. Expand your belly on inhale. Through the nose, exhale, melt. Pull the belly in at the bottom of your exhale and extend long. 3, 2, 1. Point your toes, stretch your fingers, and bring that right leg in and pull in. Rock side to side. Take a little happy baby, open the legs up, pull the feet down, get long through your tailbone, and then bring your legs back together. Rock and roll yourself up to seated, and then we'll switch sides, okay? All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We've already done the center spine, low spine, so now we're gonna slide the ball over to behind the right hip. We're gonna scooch down a little bit, so scoop your tailbone, and just let that ball like scrape up and get right to the back of your hip bone. And we're gonna lean back onto the left arm and take the right arm across the body and come into a twist here. Now you're working into your twist, right? We're not going really hard into it. We're pulling the belly in for support, and we're just using arms there, creating foundation through our feet, whatever's in our hips, leaning back into that ball. Keep pulling your belly in and just explore your twist a minute. Right, we're looking and using that ball is like that. That's like our pressure, our place to really push into, drop into, anchor, and then you work your twist from there. You work your mobility, looking for mobility. All right, let's take a breath here. We're gonna expand belly to ball. Inhale through the nose. Notice how big this is getting. And then exhale and melt. Pull belly in at the end of your exhale. 2 more. Inhale, expand. Exhale, melt. Pull that belly in. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale, rotate. Pull the belly in and come back to center. Awesome. Good, just kind of scrape along that back of hip a minute here. Good. Just kind of feel that up into that long, right into that side. We're on the left side, just kind of moving from center out to the side, center out to the side. Good. Now from here, we're just going to add on a second. Go back to the center, right at your sacral bone, and scooch up on it, and then work yourself back into reclined position here. And then extend your legs out. So now we have this really nice opening here through the hips. We're going to take our arms up over the head. Take a breath in and a breath out. And just melt. Begin to pull in from your belly button. Really anchor down into this and let your hips begin to widen here. All right? Let your hips widen. Now the ball, just to reiterate, the ball's right there in the center of your low back, right on that sacral bone. And it's kind of like right between your hip bone, right between your hips. in the back of the hips, and these two bones are in either side of it, right? So we're just, we're opening the hips and just relaxing your hips out. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now just get present to what's happening. Right where this ball is, scooch down a little bit, bend your knees and just pull your body towards your feet. And now the ball's right there at where the psoas is coming in. Right there, attaching. It's attaching right there in the vertebrae, in that low back. So hold here, knees are bent. Bend your knees and now put your feet flat and just be here. Take a breath in and a breath out. And just get really present there. That's the origination. Extend your left leg and extend your left arm. Take a breath in and think about this length. Get mindful. Inhale and exhale. Try to let the body weight go. If any of this again is bend your left knee, come back to center. If anything is not working for you, please come off the ball. You can just do the exercises without the ball just to learn them. Take a breath in here. Right leg, right arms extended. Exhale out, melt. And then bring your feet back. Lift your hips up. Move your ball back to the sacrum because we were a little higher on that. Pull your knees into your chest slowly. And just let the body weight drop into the shoulders, and you're supporting your hips. It should really feel nice here after all of that extension. Just pull it in now and soothe. So there's a lot of emotion that's in the psoas muscle, in the iliacus. So there's a lot of sort of disconnect in that muscle with what we're doing on a daily basis. To bring awareness there is really, really powerful. Take a breath in here and take a breath out here. Bring your feet to the floor. Lift your hips off. Just take a little bit of a back bend here. This is amazing for the extension of this muscle. Walk your elbows, walk your shoulders in. So this is a combination. This is how we're using yoga and YBR to explore and solve. Take a breath in and breath out and prevent. All right. And then we're going to bring the ball, just take the ball out and bring the vertebrae down one at a time, starting from the top all the way down through the mid to low back, and then sink those hips back down again. Okay, rock and roll yourself up. We still have to do the side, so hop back up onto your ball and put the ball right at the glute and just roll to your left side. So now we're back on that left side. Roll to your left side here, hip, and we'll come on down and stretch out here long. Get length through that side body. Take a breath in, lift the top leg up, inhale. Exhale, melt. Inhale and exhale. Bend that top leg, same thing. Bend the bottom leg if you feel like you're gonna roll off. And we're gonna begin to rotate here. Let's rotate that top leg and just see how much you're able to rotate. Right, looking for rotation here. And then if you can, take the foot and pull. If you can't, just be here, right? Or here, you can continue with rotations. You don't want to overdo. Just take what you can get and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Looking for tightness, right? You might notice your quad muscles are super tight. So that means what? Work on your quads. Do the quad routine. Breathe in. Breathe out. And extend that leg up and lower it back down again. Take one more stretch here, big side stretch. Inhale, exhale, reach and stretch, get long through that side. 2 and 1, and then bring that right hand to support, push yourself up, and just take a final stretch here. Move the ball up to the top of the hip, and we're gonna lengthen through that left side. Breath in, expand. Breath out. And we're going to move ourselves back up onto that ball. So roll around, always stay connected, bone to ball. Roll across that back hip bone, use that, and then come up. So the bones are so strong, we use that connection, right, and go right into your glute muscle. Start to do little circles into your glute muscle. And then go in the other direction. Not really sure what my hair is doing right now. I just tried this clip thing. We'll see, right? All right, and then come back into the center of your glute. Go side to side, slide your feet together. Let's do clamshell. Drop into the left side. On an inhale, bring the bottom leg up to top leg. Inhale, and exhale. Let's melt down all the way. Let that bottom leg be heavy and sink right into it. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And then 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Sink deep. Long, push the book out of the way. Long leg extended here. Breathe. Contract your glute here. Feel that and relax. Sink in. Get long through here. Get long. You can do some rotations. Take that top leg up. Take that top leg down. And drop in. All right, work yourself back up to seated. Slide right into the back of your femur bone. And we're going to go in from the front now, inhaling and exhaling. So let's drop in first. Just connect. Take another breath in, inhale. Sit tall, pushing down from the top of the femur bone, and then exhale and melt and release. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale and sink. This other leg is in internal rotation on the other side. Bow forward, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay, and then we're gonna slide forward, work yourself forward slow, right down the front of that ball, lifting the glute muscle up, get a little booty lifter here, and then come right into seated, rock side to side. Good, and just roll down. There you go. Extend. Just wait a second. Knock your knees together and just hold for a second here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Just take it all in. Take it all in. Roll out the ankles. Point flex, point flex. Okay. All right. So let's finish up in the front. You know what? Let's do, before we go to the front of the body, I want to just do a twist. So take your knees over, just a real quick twist. I want to just release the spine. Take your knees over to the left side and then take the ball and scooch it in mid, right in that mid-low back, right where we were. All right, so you're supporting and just notice, okay? So if you feel any kind of pull tug on this side of the body, notice. Take a breath in, breath out. Come back to center, and then take the legs over to the other side and put the ball right back in the back where it was on that other side, and then look over, away. Same thing here, notice. Inhale, exhale, and then roll back to center. Rock and roll yourself up to seated, and we're going to come in onto hands and knees. And we're going to finish up with our front of hip work. So from here, we're going to go right to the pubic bone with our pearl. Do little circles right on pubic bone in both directions. This can be a little dicey, so we're going to get off this thing in a second. We're going to get right into the left hip pocket. So you're going to be placing the ball, and I'm going to show you guys. You stay there. We're going to be placing the ball right here. Here's your pubic bone, and here is your hip bone. So there's a diagonal, okay? And remember, we talked about the iliopsoas comes from the back, comes from here, right? And it goes down through the hips, and then down into the femur bone, inside inside the leg. And of course, the iliacus is inside your hip and down. So they group together down there. So we want to get in there, okay? So we're going to put the ball here right between your pubic and your hip. Come on down, left side. And so you guys are on your pubic bone. All you have to do now is just move your body so that the ball slides right into that front left hip pocket. And then lean in, extend your left arm, left leg. Your right knee can be down and your right arm is on the floor too. And just extend long through that left side. Let's take a breath in. Now expand your belly to ball. And relax. Do it again. Inhale, expand belly to ball. And relax. Okay, just really relax. One more breath in. Expand your belly and relax. You might feel some heat rising here. Lean, just tilt your hips to the left. And then bring your hips back equal. Now, take your left leg and rotate your leg bone out. Rotate it out. So you have external rotation on your leg bone. And then you're going to pull your body forward. Pull your body forward towards the nose and let the ball roll right inside your leg bone. And then just pull your knee up. Now you're right there, okay? And rock, just pull your body forward and back and roll the ball right in the inside of the groin, right along that leg bone inside. And just pause here, and you have your legged frog. You're gonna be able, you can rotate your hips forward, keep supporting yourself with both, and don't over crank the back, all right? Even push down to the back of your hips to push down into the ball. Now let me show you guys where we are, okay? Just so you can see, right there. So I'm right inside, alongside my pubic bone, and right inside on the top of my leg bone. Take a breath in here. Exhale out. That right leg is straight back. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. And push down into it from the back of your hip. You're in rotation. If you can bring your back leg up a little bit and rotate more, do that. 2 and 1. Right? And this is where you can work. You can work a little bit longer, but I want to just finish up here. So if you're really into it, stay, pause the video, and then do the other side. Otherwise, I want to show you the other side. Swing your leg back around. This is how you get out of this thing. Swing your leg back around. Lift up into your tabletop. Maybe even take a little bit of a stretch, a little puppy stretch. And then you're going to come back into the other side and finish up. Okay, you're right there in the front hip pocket on the other side. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, exhale. You're right inside that right hip bone, right in that little diagonal. Inhale, exhale. Melting, get long through that right side. Now lean into the right side, power through that right leg, and lean right, tip your hips right. Take a breath in. Breathe right into that ball. Exhale, melt. Awesome. And then walk yourselves back up again. Okay, now we're going to make our move into the lower, right inside the leg. Okay, so we're going to follow that pathway down. Y'all stay there. This is what it looks like. As you pull your body forward, the ball's doing this. It's coming down, and going right inside that leg bone, so that you're really working right where the attachment is. And you can feel, this is your, down here in that leg bone, get down here. And when we were on the hamstring, we were there too, okay? So here we go. Pull yourself forward, external rotate that leg first. Pull yourself forward and you should be able to drop that ball right into that sweet spot. Push it down and get right into where the insertion comes into those iliopsoas group, and pull that knee up as high as you can, angling towards the bent leg, away, right? Pressing down and just really getting into it. If you can just work wherever you are, work towards it, right? Moving into it, take a breath in, breath out. You can pull yourself